Or The Nutty Professor. I think I watched The Nutty Professor more than any other Eddie Murphy movie.
Flubber in there.
Flubber's not.
Yeah.
That's
Robin Williams. Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is not.
Welcome to Cast the No Name. We are your hosts. I'm Jay.
I'm Matt.
I'm Coop.
And this is episode 99. This episode, we are talking about the new Beverly Hills Cop movie, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. And as always, you can always find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else that you get your podcasts from. And as always, thank you for listening and hope you enjoy the show. So, Beverly Hills Cop. Did you guys grow up watching these movies?
Not at all.
No?
I hadn't seen any Beverly Hills Cop until we decided to watch this. So I watched the first two.
And that was your first time watching?
That was my first time watching them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch the third one?
I did not watch the third one. But I really liked the first one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Second one was good too, but not as good as the first.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you like about the first one?
It was just like such an 80s nostalgia, I guess. The music was awesome. Axel Foley wasn't, I guess I didn't watch it before because I thought that he was going to be more of a caricature of a person than kind of over the top like Eddie Murphy is in a stand-up. But I thought the character was really well written. And it had heart to it when he was talking about bonding with like the other detectives and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought it was a good watch.
Cool.
Yeah. I didn't watch it growing up. I didn't watch the first couple until like I was in my like 20s, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy movies that I watched were like The Golden Child.
Okay.
And Trading Places and 48 Hours. I was never really a Beverly Hills Cop aficionado.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Or The Nutty Professor. I think I watched The Nutty Professor more than any other Eddie Murphy movie.
Flubber in there.
Flubber's not.
Yeah.
That's
Robin Williams. Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is not.
You're thinking of Pluto Nash.
Yeah. I remember watching The Nutty Professor in theaters when I was 11, and the dinner scene where they're farting.
Yeah.
I'd never laughed that hard in my life.
Yeah.
And I still remember it to this day. Just pissing myself laughing. It's so funny. Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of the new one?
I liked it.
You liked it?
It was fine.
It was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Have you guys ever seen Coming to America? Coming to America?
No.
It's a sequel to Coming to America.
Yeah.
Without the number 2.
Yeah.
There was
The Roman numeral one.
It was the sequel that was on Amazon. The Amazon produced it, and it was like PG-13, and they were going more towards a family like feel to it, sort of like an Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore comedy where you can bring the kids to come watch the movie. I thought they were going to do that with this and get away from like the hard R stuff, and they didn't do that. So I was happy that they didn't do that. Because I was worried about that. Because I'm like, oh shit, if this is like Coming to America, this is going to suck. Because I hated Coming to America. It was terrible.
Other than the trailer, I didn't look up anything. And when Christy and I watched it and I pushed play, I was like, I wonder if this is rated R. God, I hope so. And thankfully, yeah, it was.
Yeah. I thought they did a better job of towing that line to pay homage to the original.
100%. Yeah, they stayed true to it.
Yeah, they stayed true to it. Like, even with the soundtrack, I was so happy. I'm like, oh, they even have like Neutron Bomb or the Neutron Dance by the Pointer Sisters. I was like, oh my God, they brought that back.
The one save for that was when they hijacked the snowplow. And I thought it was a nice addition they put in there is that the plow driver was listening to Big Sean, who was from Detroit. So I was like, okay, that's a good touch. But the rest of the soundtrack was all 80s, which I thought was awesome.
I like the different versions of the theme. It wasn't like they had like maybe a harder bass or like a more synthesized.
I think Lil
retro
Nas
sound
did
to it.
like a version of it because I was watching it subtitled and then it like popped up. Lil
Nas X
yeah.
at the end credits, yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought the music choice was good.
Even like the camera work was very similar to like an 80s action thriller where like like, oh, the bad guys are meeting. So then they have like the wide shot, and then they do a close up of like, you know, the guys are entering the bar or they're entering the shady place, and you just don't see that a lot anymore. It's more like just static. There's no like, I don't know. It's not like that. It reminded me of an '80s like Tango and Cash or some procedural cop '80s action movie.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Jerry Bruckheimer produced it, but I mean, it felt like a Jerry Bruckheimer movie, almost like it to like a '90s Michael Bay, almost. Just how some of the things were shot, not as extravagant as what he does now with like the rotating camera, but yeah, it just had that '80s feel, the color palette that they chose, and just some of the settings, like the extravagant mansion, and then like you kind of felt the heat in the setting, not so much as like the heat of like just like the temperature. Like you look at some movies like Bad Boys does it really well to where it feels hot wherever they're at. It feels like that steaminess that and you're like sweating in there or whatever. It had a little bit of that, but yeah, it did feel the way it was shot, very well done as far as feeling like an 80s movie. Yeah. But it just felt, but part of that for me just kind of felt almost dated a little bit. Oh yeah. And not in a good way. Because I'm like, I was like, I understand why they shot it that way, but at the same time, like there should be some progression. I feel like, because some of the action set pieces felt like it was edited like an 80s set piece.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, they still use CGI with some weird choices, like the parking meter crash when it like tipped over and fell. Like, I don't think that was real. That looked somewhat fake. And I was like, really? They used CGI for they couldn't get a stunt guy just to strap himself in and just turn it over. Yeah. But
I don't think they used a ton of CG though. I was happy that they didn't.
No, I mean, they had a lot of practical effects in there. I think like the blood splatter and stuff, I think was CGI.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But and some of the like the car chase scenes and stuff like that was real. But yeah, it was just like weird. Like I said, like the parking meter thing, just like weird things that it's just CGI of it tipping over, and I'm like, shoot that.
They probably shot it, and they're like, shit. We didn't think about this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that.
Yeah, the parking meter didn't go over. We have to kind of like,
just wiggle it.
Just wiggle it down. It's fine. Yeah,
but overall, so you liked it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I like that they had the entire original cast. They even had Serge in there. Yeah, and then Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a good addition. Eddie Murphy's daughter was a good addition. Like everybody. You kind of got to see that their positions in life has changed. One guy became the chief. Another guy went on to become a PI. And so their lives are all moving forward, but they're all still in the mix together.
Yeah. I did like his daughter in it. She was
really?
Yeah. I thought she was.
I did not.
You didn't like her, huh?
And I don't know if it's her fault. I haven't seen her in anything else. And the main issue that I have with the movie is the line delivery. For everybody.
Okay.
Especially her. I feel like she, like, with, and again, it could have been the writing, could have been the takes that they chose, because I haven't seen her in anything else. I'm assuming she can act because she's been in several things already. But I felt like her, I mean, it just sucked. Like, I felt,
I thought she was good.
I didn't buy it. I was sitting there, and I think we were like a half hour, 45 minutes in or something. And I turned to Christy and I was like, chick can't fucking act. She's like, I know. And like, she picked up on it too. And I just couldn't get past her line delivery of a lot of things. And then her single tear at the end, I feel like they probably put like whatever they do to actors that can't cry on command. They like squirt onion or something in there.
Yeah.
And like to get the single tear. And, but yeah, her line delivery, just all over the place. There were some lines that were fine probably, but most of it I was just like, They went with that take. Okay.
Yeah.
And it just felt too hammy at times. Like when Rosewood stands up and he holds up his badge, he's like, "You're all under arrest," and then it just does the hard cut to Taggart, and he's like, "Ugh, some things never change." And he's like, and I'm like, why is he yelling that?
It's supposed to be funny, Jim.
I know it's supposed to be for the audience,
It's
but
good old recall, yeah.
but I understand that, but it could have been just as effective as like, oh, Jesus, some things never change. Like,
yeah,
would have
yeah.
been a lot of it just felt over the top, and it felt out of place, like they were trying too hard. With the exception of Eddie Murphy, I felt like he just wasn't trying.
You didn't think Eddie Murphy was trying?
No. I mean, he goes up to the hotel, and I get it. It works for his character where he was at in the movie at the time when he goes up to the hotel, and he's like, oh fuck it. I'm too tired. I need a room. And why would he have to do, I mean, that popped up several things. Like one, he wouldn't at that time try to weasel his way into a room. Like, he's not going to pull a name out of thin air and be able to get a free room. He knows he needs a room. Yeah. You go to a hotel. Yeah. Hi, can I get a room, please? Oh yeah, we have this. Okay, good. Yeah. I mean, it didn't, I don't know. The feel of the movie overall was fine, but I felt like he didn't do his laugh. He didn't do
his laugh.
No, and it's like, oh, I'm not going to do the laugh. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll do a funny, fast-talking voice thing, and he barely did that, and it just, I don't know. I felt a lot of times when he did it in the first two movies, and even in the third one, he would do that because he was trying to advance to a place or get more knowledge than what he had before. And I didn't feel like there was really any real instances where they tried that, or he.
The only time they did it was when they were in Rosewood's apartment. Is when he walked in.
That was a full one.
Yeah, they were tossing his apartment. He walked in and tried to kind of take charge of the situation. Mm-hmm. Like, well, who do you think sent me? And then they say a name. He's like, yeah, who else would have sent me? Yeah.
And that was the one time it worked. They tried to do it at the car impound, and then she kind of comes in, like his daughter comes in, and so they kind of do it together, which is nice, I guess. But
well, she kind of threw him under the bus at first, like, oh, well, what movie did you see him in?
Yeah. And
well, that made sense because she was still mad at him.
Yeah.
And apologized.
She did end up bailing him out there, though.
Yeah.
But and I don't know.
I like the beginning of the movie though, where I like that they reintroduced his character, how they did that around the streets of Detroit, and how everybody knew who he was. Yeah. And it's like, fuck you, Foley. That was funny. You could tell that that's what he did all day. He just knew everybody around, that he just knew everybody, knew what everybody was into. I thought the funniest line in the movie was at the Red Wings game, where he was talking about the Negro leagues. He goes, who'd your dad play for? He's like, the Winnipeg Black Guys. He's like, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, you're fucking with me. That was funny. That felt improvised. I don't think anyone else could deliver it that funny.
Yeah, and I'm sure there probably was some improvised things, but it didn't feel like, I guess he didn't have the energy that he brought to even the third one. And he just felt tired throughout the whole thing, and it kind of reminded me of the fifth Indiana Jones, and then some of that stuff. And I mean, they didn't do I don't think they did his character dirty or anything to where it's like, oh, he's always getting bailed out by his daughter. It was, it just didn't feel like he had the passion for it. Like Dolomite. But was that it?
Yeah, Dolomite is my name.
Yeah. That was hilarious. That I felt like that was the first movie I'd seen Eddie Murphy in a long time, and since that I got a sense like, oh, he actually cares about this, and he did such a great job with that character. In this, I didn't feel that love of the character from him.
Yeah, it was a little bit lower energy.
Yeah. And Yeah. It's just...
Yeah. I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt was like miscast.
I thought that about Kevin Bacon.
You did?
Yeah. Well, as soon as I saw Kevin Bacon, I'm like, okay, he's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
Like,
You
it kind
saw
of like
that
that,
a
like
mile
all the
away.
mystery's gone.
Yeah,
now.
that's true. That's true.
I told
Yeah.
Christy, I was like, you see, the real plot twist is if Kevin Bacon's actually not the villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that, I think, would have been a little bit better because I feel like people expect,
sure.
Kevin Bacon? Yeah, he's not
He's
going to be a side character.
Right.
He's going to be
100%.
the main baddie.
Yeah.
Um,
But Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I feel like they intended that role to be with like a 20-something newly promoted detective still learning their ropes to kind of clash with the old veteran Axel. The young kid who wanted to do things by the book and blah blah blah. But like I'm like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's like 43.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a young kid anymore. He looks like a middle-aged guy too. So I don't know. It
a little bit. The beard helps, but I feel like if he shaved, he'd look like a teenager.
Yeah.
Maybe they had to match it up with Axel's daughter, which I guess
Maybe.
they could have played her younger too, though.
Yeah. It probably would have been better if he was more by the book.
Yeah.
The comedy would have like wrote itself pretty much because before Axel's the loose cannon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if they flipped, they reversed
He would have
it
been
a
the
little
new
bit.
Rosewood. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But I don't know. I mean, overall, I felt like they paid homage to the original one.
For sure.
And most shit that comes out now is not as entertaining.
Yeah,
This is entertaining the most.
As far as being a sequel 30 years after the first one being made, I think it was fine. It's definitely not the worst one. I would have, I think, preferred if the homages felt a little bit more organic instead of remember when Rosewood did that in the other movie and that kind of stuff.
They kind of piled that on at the end, more towards at the end is when it really kind of felt piled on and forced for me. Yeah.
And I don't know. I would like to, like, Maverick had, I think, did a great job to where it paid homage, but it was its own story completely.
Yep.
And I think I would have preferred something like that to where it's just a continuation of their lives. It's not a vehicle to remember this, remember that, remember this kind of a thing. And even if they tried something different enough to where maybe he's just not depressed, but just, I mean, and then you start off, he's an old grumpy old man, and then he kind of gets back into the swing of things again. I mean, how many different ways can you tell that story? But I don't know. I feel like I wish it was kind of felt like more of a continuation, which they kind of did, but then they also had the trouble of catching audience members up to where Rosewood, Taggart, and Foley were in communication. They talked to each other. They knew his daughter, that they've lived 30 years together, more or less. But they said, well, I tried to retire once, and they're just like dumping exposition out to each other of information they already are aware of and already know. And that just kind of felt clunky for me throughout the movie because I felt like they had to keep doing that just to get the audience back up to speed to where I don't think that was really necessary. I think people probably could have assumed.
Yeah.
Taggart being chief of police out of nowhere after he retires, I don't know how likely that would be. But
just couldn't run without him. They had to bring him back.
Which I thought from the trailer, he's like, I want you to be a cop again. I thought he had like owned his own security firm or something like that.
Yeah.
And
did you like the picture of the old captain from the original movie that was hanging up in tech?
Yep.
I missed that part of it. Like just the classic stereotypical overbearing chief police guy who just shits on Foley the whole time. I missed that.
God damn it, Axel.
Winds up with egg on his face.
Yeah, you missed it in the third one. Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay.
The chief died. He got shot.
I wondered where he went. Yeah, well, he got shot in the second one too.
It's been a while since I've seen
that. Yeah, he got shot in the second one too, and miraculously bounced back and just to get shot, just to get killed in the third one, I guess.
Oh no, not Rodney Cox. The Foley's Detroit police captain.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he got shot. But
Man,
Did you like the subtle dig at the police Beverly Hills Cop 3? It's like, oh, look, I read your file, 84, 87. I mean, I don't even want to talk about 94. Jeez.
not your finest hour.
Yeah. Wink. Wink, wink. I mean, I noticed that they brought back the same screenwriting team, except for one guy who wrote Bad Boys Ride or Die. Well, that unique modern day punch up.
The original writers are credited just for the characters. I don't think they did it.
Oh,
really?
They didn't
Okay.
do anything with those. So you had the.
I thought that was why it was so similar to the first one.
But there is one guy on there that is pretty good. It's not Will Beal. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Characters created by. See.
Yeah. But Tom Gormican. He did The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and which was pretty funny. Ghosted, movie 43. That's where it came from. But
I've yet to see that movie.
And I don't know.
Go watch it, man.
I thought the story was fine. I don't know. Maybe if it felt predictable,
Yeah, it's probably they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Like you said, they had all the member berries in there. I'm like, oh, they haven't had a scene yet with Taggart and Rosewood and Axel in the car with Axel in the back, and then they just threw it in there at the end. I'm like, oh, there it is.
I know. I was waiting for the last line to be like, oh, I know just the place. And referencing a strip club or something. But
Yep. But it wasn't Welcome to America.
I never saw that one.
Dude, I'm telling you. Just awful. Horrendous. I don't know why you would do that.
Money?
Sure, but like more people would have watched it if it was rated R and paid homage, and it's terrible. So I'm glad they didn't do that. But I mean, I liked it. I've never seen the third one, but I'm sure I would like this one more than the third one.
Yeah.
I was waiting for I don't know. I thought the third one wasn't that bad. Like he had the laugh. He still had the energy because he was like 32.
He didn't have the laugh.
It's just, I mean,
It's
that's one of the most recognizable. Like that's how his character laughs.
Yeah.
And now his character doesn't laugh like that anymore.
Yeah.
What does the laugh sound like, Jay?
I don't know what it was. I can't even do it. It's like
you got it.
God, I can't.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, because in the first one, like even the main girl or whatever kind of like mimics his laugh or whatever, and he's like, yeah, you got me, because that's how that character laughs, and just didn't laugh like that anymore. But yeah. But third one, I think I'd have to rewatch the third one. I know it wasn't as good. I really liked it when I was a kid.
Aren't they in a carnival or something?
Yeah, it's like an amusement park.
Yeah, gotcha.
There's like a counterfeit money printing operation that's happening in an amusement park, but they toned down Rosewood and everything else. But Serge is a gun dealer in that one. But he does like these high class guns. It has like a flamethrower, a machine gun, a microwave oven, and it's like just that typical '90s like and it has a compact display,
right?
Yeah. And with
everything
AM,
crammed
radio,
into,
everything crammed into one fucking thing, and it's just like this massive behemoth. And like he runs into him, and it was just like a happenstance thing. But then he goes back to Serge to get. He's like, I'm gonna need some of those guns, and then he's just like, and that added some comedic bits to it or whatever. But
I thought the real estate agent was funnier than Serge, and
Serge this time around was a little, I don't know.
It was fine.
It
they
was
didn't
okay.
give him much to do. It was just can you get me a showing at a house?
Yeah.
Like how? Like, do you need Serge for that?
I feel like Surge is like a little bit is a lot. Like in the first one, he's like, "Hey, Surge, will you grab my buddy here a coffee?" He's like, "Yeah, of course. Don't be stupid." And like, but like for him to like have to keep that same material going through the length of that entire scene was probably. It's like what, like you said, like what do you do with it?
Yeah.
With this character that whole time, not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the, I mean, like Serge and even some aspects of Axel Foley, which I think Eddie Murphy brought, a lot of it is dated 80s stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, there's Serge. Oh, let's all laugh at the queer guy in an art dealership who talks funny and has funny mannerisms or whatever. And to where some of that stuff may not date as well, but if it's the character, it's still the character. I don't know. I would have found a better use for him other than introducing him to a real estate agent. But
What else would you do though?
I don't know. Probably rewrite the movie.
The whole movie?
Yeah.
From scratch.
But I feel like, having Kevin Bacon be a good guy, actually.
Yeah.
Or like trying to like have it to where he was trying to find something, maybe not have him so high up, because he kind of felt like he was second in command. I mean, he was the head of Vice or whatever, but maybe have him be a couple steps below, and to where you think he's dirty, and then like him and Foley are going back and forth throughout the movie, and then toward the end, then you realize, oh shit, you're trying to find out, and then it's actually the guy above him or something.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Because I feel like that would have been more shock value. But in the other movies, they really didn't hide who the villain was anyways. It was just more of, how's he going to get them?
Right. Following him around and laughing at his one-liners.
Yeah. Not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah. There wasn't a ton of one-liners that I remember, though, other than the Winnipeg black guys. That made me laugh.
Yeah, that's very funny.
That was good.
Yeah. I mean, it just felt the lack of energy. And I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of ad-libbing and stuff, but the rest of the writing was so on par with the ad-libbing that I really couldn't tell what was written, what was other than his conversation maybe at the ice hockey rink, and that'd probably be about it.
That's it. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Do you
watch
recommend it?
I recommend it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you're a Beverly Hills Cop fan,
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
It probably won't be on my annual rotation or anything like that, but go watch it.
would the original ones be on your annual rotation?
Every 2 to 3 years, maybe I would rewatch those. Yeah.
You should watch the third
The
one.
first one. I'll watch the third one. I'll get around to it.
I still like the first one.
Yeah, the first one was gold.
Yeah. I don't mind watching that every couple of years. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Line delivery is just dog shit, though, across the board, especially for the daughter. Worst person in that movie. Like, it made me want, like, I was like, why does he have to have a daughter?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really offer anything because, she gets kidnapped toward the end, but he goes out there for Rosewood.
Yeah.
Not for his daughter.
Yeah.
And the entire movie, he's looking for Rosewood, not his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to like do the case with her and everything, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, there was a Beverly Hills Cop TV movie that had a son in it.
Oh, that was a pilot that was going to be that got scrapped.
Yeah, didn't make it into the.
Who is Axel Foley in that? Bill Bellamy.
No,
remember Bill Bellamy?
It was Eddie Murphy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the person that played his son was the guy who played Al Pacino in Tropic Thunder with the booty sweat.
Yeah,
yeah, get some
Brandon
of that
Jackson.
ass water. That'll straighten you out.
I remember playing Jack that I sometimes actually felt retarded.
You never go full retard.
Yeah, farted in the bathtub, laughing at the bubbles and shit.
Like the dumbest motherfucker alive. Yeah, when I was playing Jack.
I did the work. But Yeah, I mean, I recommend it. That's fine.
Of all the crap that's on there right now, it's good enough to watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scrolling through Netflix, there's so much shit.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
even,
the minutia.
I don't even know what to even pick anymore. After that Underground Paris or whatever that stupid shark movie was that I watched, that was number 1 on Netflix. So I don't go by rankings
No,
anymore
absolutely
on Netflix.
not.
It's stupid.
It's all just what Netflix wants you to watch. They
dumb
rank
movie.
it. Yeah.
Ugh.
I was hoping when they crashed the helicopter on the golf course.
Oh yeah, Shooter
And
McGavin's
they
little
ran into
cameo.
Shooter McGavin. I was waiting for. I was hoping he was playing himself, and Eddie Murphy would be like, "Oh, sorry, Shooter," and he's like, "It's Chris. It's just Chris." And
yeah. I was waiting for some reference to Happy Gilmore, and it didn't happen.
Because I was like, "Oh, why?" Like he's got to be playing himself.
Why else would you?
Why else would he be in Beverly Hills playing golf? Have him in the movie.
Yeah.
If he wasn't doing it, but
missed opportunity.
Yeah. Maybe they shot something and
right. Well, they're doing Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah.
And
that's going to be a Netflix original too, so that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect synergy.
Come see Happy Gilmore 2, summer 2026. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Ooh, they could have had they dropped the ball. They could have had Shooter McGavin be Shooter McGavin on the golf course.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I was practicing to try and get back onto the senior tour, and you messed me up."
There you go.
And then he looks at the camera, and then they create a multiverse. So now you know Happy Gilmore is the same universe as Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. Everything's multiverse.
Yeah.
The remake multiverse.
Yes.
Yeah. Legacy sequel multiverse.
Our culture's going to shit.
Oh, it's bad. Nothing original anymore. Nothing.
All right.
All right.
Well, join us next time. As we talk about the top 5 sequels that were better than the originals.
Yep. We're gonna be talking about the Meg 2 a lot.
Yeah. Meg 2, Sharknado 2.
Yeah.
Sharknado 3.
Jaws 2. It's just gonna be a bunch of shark movies.
Yep. Best sequels of shark movies that were better than the.
Yep.
So
Deep Blue Sea 2.
Yep. Piranha 2, although it's not a shark. But
Deep Blue Sea 2, LL Cool J's Revenge.
this time it's a person.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's next time.
Right.
Till next time, Coop.
Till next time, Matt.
Till next time, Jay.
Till next time, Matt.
Till next time, Coop.
Till next time, Jeff.